Hey y'all, it's Tisha Clapp, and I am so excited that Liz asked me to be a part of this new consultant video series because one of my favorite parts of my Rodan & Fields business is just being able to equip and encourage other business owners. I'm kind of a resident numbers girl on our team, and so I get a lot of questions about things like compensation. So Liz has asked me to share with you all today about our compensation plan. Essentially, how do we make money in this business? How do we get paid? So I am gonna do kind of a high level flyover, give you guys a big picture, but I also do wanna get into some numbers. And I know that for some people, numbers, first of all, can just be a little bit boring, right? Also, maybe not intuitive for everybody. And I think especially at first, it can feel a little overwhelming in Rodan & Fields because so much of our compensation plan is tied to acronyms and definitions of vocabulary that you just don't know yet. So I am gonna ask you, if you don't have pencil and paper in front of you, please pause the video and run get something to take notes with. All right, so we're gonna get started, and I do want you to write this stuff down. It is, basically, you're not gonna be able to remember all this later if you don't, all the stuff I'm throwing at you. And I think it's really important for you to at least understand the basics of compensation because you're the CEO of your new company. And you need to understand how this works for yourself, but you also need to be able to explain this a little bit to other people who are coming into business with you. Some people just don't even care about the numbers. They don't even want to know, but you are going to have a few people who are going to ask you, well, how do we get paid, or what's our compensation plan like? And this is a real basic way that you can describe it. All right, so I love this. I'm going to share this first. One of the leaders on our team shared recently that the way she describes compensation, like she's not really a numbers person, so she has a way that she describes it without any numbers first. And so I want to give that to you because I think this is just a real basic way to understand what I'm going to talk about here. How do we make money? Well, basically we sell products, okay? We sell skincare products, and pretty easy. The more products you sell, guess what? The more money you make, right? So that's basic stuff. The best way really to increase the money that you can make to be able to sell more products is through duplication. And let's use an example. So think about a coffee shop. If you wanted to open a coffee shop on the corner, all right? You're gonna open the doors and people are gonna come and buy some coffee from you. Some are gonna walk into the store, some are gonna drive through. And then at the end of the day, you're gonna hit the cash register and run a report, right? Of how much you've sold for the day. And when you look at that, you may say, wow, okay, so how could I sell more? How could I increase my profits here? And there are a few things maybe you could do. You could advertise, just let more people know about you to come by, or maybe you change your hours, open a little earlier so that people who are going to work, maybe that you were missing before, could stop in. But really a great way to increase your profits would be to go and open another coffee shop down the road or in another part of town. And then once that one has launched and is doing well, what if you opened some coffee shops in the next, major city or whatever over? And that, we all have seen that business model, right? That is a little bit like what we're doing in our business. So, we can only sell as much personally as our capacity is to talk to people and to make those connections. But what if we add a few business partners to our team? And then those business partners start selling product and we make a little piece of that. And then those business partners add business partners to their team, and those people add business partners to their team. And you can see how the duplication is really just creating a little empire for you. All right, so we're gonna talk about the 4 ways that we get paid. And I have a little fun chart. This is a drawing, like you could do this on a napkin for somebody if you're out together having coffee or something like that, and they ask you this question, how do we get paid? So we get paid 4 ways, okay? And I'm gonna kind of tie that to how we sell product, because that's how we're making money. So our pay plan is based on how we sell product, and I'm gonna talk about that as good, better, best, okay? So let's look at quadrant 1 right here, our base profit. All right, so a good way to make a sale, and I'm only calling it good because good is the first of good, better, best. I'll explain that in a minute. A good way to make a sale would be to sell retail to a customer, okay? This would be if somebody goes in on your website and places an order at the full list price. They're not getting a discount. They're paying shipping costs. Basically, the only thing good about it is they got Ready to Build products, okay? That's what I mean when I say good. Retail sales, that's not the best way to sell products, but it happens. So somebody goes into your website and they place an order for the full list price. That's a retail sale. On a retail sale, your base profit is 25% of that item's volume, okay? So base profit on a retail sale, 25%. And that's a good way to do it. But there is a better way to make a sale, and that is to a preferred customer, all right, which we call a PC. Preferred customer is somebody who has set up an account with you, basically, and they are going to get 10% off on their purchases and also free shipping. So they get that discount. Then another benefit to them is that they're going to get regular communications from the company. So they'll get notices about special offers, about other discounts, about bundles, things like that. And sometimes there are special offers just for preferred customers, especially when we have new product launches and things like that. The preferred customer base profit for you is going to be 16%. Because their price is discounted a little bit, but it also, selling to a preferred customer, you get to move into quadrant 2. You get the personal commission off that sale. Now, in order to get your personal commissions, you have to be fully qualified. And you say, what does it mean to be fully qualified, Tisha? And I'll tell you that in just a minute. But I know you want to be fully qualified because that's how you make all your money, okay? You don't want to leave any money on the table. So when you sell a preferred customer order, you're going to make 16% in base profit plus 15% here in personal commission, all right? So better for them, they got a better price, and better for you because you made a little bit more money, okay? Now, the best way, though, to sell is to sell a business kit to a consultant. All right? And when you sell a business kit to a person who becomes a consultant, you're going to get 15% here in the personal commissions category, plus, okay, now you're moving into quadrant 3, your team generations. And on your team generations, you make 5% for up to 5 generations, okay? And so here, this, is where, when we're talking about those coffee shops kind of planting around, this is that idea. So that as you start to add people, new business partners to your team, and they're adding new business partners, and they're adding new business partners, you're going to make 5% on that volume, all right? The business kit, the reason it's the best for them is it's our best value, the deepest discount, and the bigger the kit, the bigger the discount. So buying a business kit for them, they're going to get the best value on their products. They're going to get a great representation of the best products that we sell. And then everything else they buy from there on is wholesale pricing. So they get the deepest discount, not just up front, but also on their continued orders. They're also going to get great communication from the company, and they have now the opportunity to make money as people start to see their results and to ask them about it. So they can then start to dig into these categories as well. All right, and let me touch real quickly on the 4th way that we make money, because this is just fun. It's our bonuses and incentives. And it's truly what it sounds like. It's just a bonus for already doing all this other stuff, already doing your job. You get fun extras. So this would include like our Fast Start program where you can earn your kit cost back. This is Lead the Way and all the little fun happies that they send along with that. As you start to level up, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute, that's what this, I'm going to write that right here, level up. That's what you're doing here in this team generation section. As you start to level up, you're going to get some really fun bonuses and incentives like trips. The Mercedes car program would fit in under this category. So this is just kind of everything else extra outside of your paycheck that you get just for doing your job and being a part of Rodina Fields. And Rodina Fields really takes great care of us with our bonuses and incentives. All right, so let's look at how then do we get fully qualified so that we can unlock all of this good stuff, all of this money. If you go to your Pulse dashboard, you're going to see three little dials, I guess I call them buckets, is what some people call them. You've got your SV, which is kind of a little button, PSQV, which is kind of a dial, and then you've got your, I think they call it title, and it's a little kind of like bar thing with numbers on the side. Okay. So how do we get all of our buttons green is our goal and unlock all of this stuff and be fully qualified? Well, let me tell you a couple common mistakes that I see. One of the things, the very first thing, the most important thing that we want to do is this right here is our SV. And our SV needs to be 100 to be fully qualified. And 100 SV does not equal $100, okay? This stands for sales volume. And so this is 100 in sales volume, which is not quite equal to $100. One of the big mistakes I see right here is that I've had consultants who've gone in and they're not, they're setting up their own cart basically, and they put in $100 worth of stuff, and then right here, they only get to like 96 on that. And then they don't unlock all this extra commission if they let their month finish out, and they're deeply disappointed. So the best way to make sure that you get to 100 here every time is to be enrolled in CRP. That stands for Consultant Replenishment Program. And that is basically a preset cart that's not going to let you dip below this amount right here. So CRP and Pulse go into this bucket, and your Pulse is your website subscription. CRP is the product that you buy for yourself. So this is your overhead category, and let's talk about that for just a second. Like the coffee shop that I was talking about earlier, you know, what kind of overhead does a brick and mortar have? So they are turning the lights on every morning. They are paying employees. They're buying the stuff that they need to make the coffee, like the coffee beans and then creamer and sugar. They buy those little cups and then the little sleeves, you know, so you don't burn your hands. And then they're probably advertising. They're paying rent for the building. So you can imagine their overhead is pretty huge, right? Our overhead to run our own Rodina Fields business, to have a piece of profit from the two world-renowned dermatologists who have already created $1 billion brand, and now we're on their second one, their legacy brand, their namesake brand. Okay, we get a piece of that for $100 a month, or 100 SV a month, not dollars, 100 SV a month. Y'all, that is like crazy. Okay, so this is just your operating cost. But what you may say is like, okay, Tisha, I hear ya. But this month I really don't need, you know, products for myself. Like I have this whole new big business kit. What am I going to do with this? There's lots of things you can do with what you order through your SV, even if you don't personally need product right now. So you can put something in that bucket to sell. 2 eye creams, a lash boost can go in there, you know, a handful of sunless tanners or whatever. You can order those and then sell them. And that's just more money back in your pocket, right? You're not out anything. So you're getting fully qualified up here, and then you're making money off of what you've ordered through this. You can give it away. I use mine as gifts for loyal preferred customers, or to reward my team, or I give them to teachers. Oh my goodness, our teachers, like they love my body lotion. I have a couple people, like after Christmas, they're like counting the days till teacher appreciation because they're out of body lotion. You know, when's that coming? So I give to my mother-in-law, my sisters-in-law with Rodana Fields products at Christmas and birthdays and stuff like that. And that's all tax deductible. Did you know that? And then just, you know, really be a product of the products. You want to keep your kit replenished. So as you run out of something, buy that back for yourself so that you'll have that on hand to demo and display. But also think about stuff that you could buy from yourself that maybe you're getting right now from somewhere else. So like if you're buying your lotion out at Bath and Body Works or sunscreen for your kids at Target, like you can buy that from yourself here, and that's only gonna increase your paycheck here. Like shop from yourself first, okay? All right, let's talk about this little dial right here. 600 is your goal, your benchmark to unlock, to turn these green and unlock your full commissions here. But this number, you just want this one to like, sky's the limit, okay, on this dial right here. You want to blow the doors off. So I usually like to encourage my team to have this, if you're brand new, you want to have this done by the 20th. Have these dials green by the 20th. And if you've been in the business a while, I say have them green by the 6th, all right? 600 by the 6th. But let me go back. I didn't mention, I like to set my SV. I have mine set to process on the 1st of the month. And if you signed up later in the month, like on the 18th or the 23rd or whatever, your SV is going to be tied to a later date in the month. And I'm going to tell you 2 reasons why I think you ought to call sales support today and ask them to have it set up to process on the 1st, okay? The number 1 reason is to be proactive. This is your business. I want you to take charge of it. I don't want you to wait and see. You know, don't be thinking about what's, you know, like how's my month shaping up? No, like you be proactive. Say, I'm gonna do this on the 1st of the month, and that's gonna set a mindset for you that's gonna help you really exceed, you know, or excel. But also setting it for the 1st of the month is this little reality that on the 31st, like we've, you know, it's month end, we've like worked really hard, our dials are all green, we're making good paychecks, we've like worked really hard, everything looks great, right, on the 31st. And then you go to bed, and you know what, when you wake up on the morning of the 1st, all of these dials are reset to 0. Like, it's so depressing for me. That just feels so defeating. And so I encourage my team to set this to process on the 1st, because then you know what happens? In the middle of the night, after month end, this processes, and you wake up, and this is not a green marker, but I'm gonna like color this button in. I wish it were green. You wake up and this button is green before your feet even hit the floor. You've already got one thing checked off for the month, okay? So I'm gonna encourage you to do that on the 1st. And then this, you're running, if you're new by the 20th, you wanna have this to be at 600. And if you've been in the business a while, you wanna have it at 600 on the 6th. And again, you're not gonna stop, right? Just because you hit 600, no way. You've got, on the 20th, you've still got a whole 10 more days left to work your business. On the 6th, think how much time is left to grow. So you don't want to just stop that at 600. You are going for sky's the limit here. And I like to sort of chase the month now that I've been doing this for a while. I definitely want to hit this by the 6th and have all my dials green. But I think of like on the 10th, I want to be at 1,000 or more, and the 12th over 1,200, and the 15th, 1,500 is, you know, kind of my benchmark. I want to be chasing that date all the time and always be ahead of my volume based on the date. And then the title bar, this is going to roll up as you are working on adding business partners here and helping them to start out with all of this stuff. So this little bar is going to start to increase for you each month as you have business partners who are actively working the business with you. So I hope this has been helpful, just to kind of get a quick view of how we get paid. Really, the beautiful thing about this business is that what we're doing, you know, back to kind of reducing it down without the numbers, what we're doing is we're helping people. We're helping people with their skin. We're helping people start a fun new business for themselves. We're connecting with them. And that is really, those relationships, that service to other people is where the real joy of this business comes from. And then all of this stuff is totally going to take care of itself. So I want to just encourage you, talk to people, look for those people who want to be a part of this business with you, help them get signed up the best way with a business kit, and then this other stuff is all just going to fall into place. If you guys have questions, please reach out to your sponsor, and I know she's super happy to help you, or reach up to somebody else in the business who kind of has the info on what kind of questions you have. We're all here to help you grow and succeed, and I know you're just going to be the most awesome CEO. All right, go rock it.